exactly what I wanted to see from RA. They do not ban the Lucian or the Udyr, they ban away the Nidalee.
We're not out of the woods yet. Don't give me Renekton. I don't want to see Renekton first pick.
I don't care about the Renekton as much as you do. I cared about the Nidalee.
We are getting a lot of those picks that were left open, though, like the Lucian potentially could be the first pick here. The Tristan the Gragas obviously were banned away by IG in the last game as well, so maybe we do get Lucian into a Lilia pick here for Leon, and we see RA just run it back like they did in the first game.
See what they want to try and go for here. They're actually going to look to maybe lock in the Hecarim, okay. So this will be the third different type of jungler here for Leon in this series.
So it means that here we're probably going to see Shun go back towards the Udyr. I'm curious to see though what they want to go for in the next couple of rotations, because as we talked about, like Lucian potentially still open. I mean, they do play that a lot towards the Shy, more so the Rookie. We could look towards like some of the big supports like the Alistar, which could be wonderful for Lucas, or the Rel, or
the Renekton! Yay!
Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me so much?
We'll see why this is kind of coming up to it. I would like to see, I do think that the Renekton pick in the first game for IG did do its job very well. He got about 30 CS ahead, they got 2 towers, they were able to snowball it from that. I think what I would want to see from them is just kind of a little bit more emphasis on making him the carry.
If RA go towards this Jinx, I'm wondering if we would get this IG game plan. So we will get the Jinx. I imagine Tahm Kench is going to be paired along with it. But IG have gone for this Varus Nautilus combo whenever we see these immobile AD carries come out. So I'm curious if we will get it here for IG. RA though, looking to lock in their support, I'd imagine, on this rotation.
Go for support. There it is. Tahm Kench going to be locked and loaded. So Jinx Tahm, very safe bot lane. We saw how powerful Lucas was on that Tahm Kench for the Varus. And we now see the Varus kind of being the counter pick right now for the side of IG. And they've got options like the Alistar, the Rel, the Nautilus. These 3 things cannot all be banned.
Now, and that's the big thing here, is that you're going to get something that can pair well with this. Now, obviously, having the Nautilus makes it a little bit more difficult, but certainly I think if you do go with the Nautilus into the Tahm Kench, you can just CC both of them. Same when you look towards something like an Alistar, and you can get a huge amount of push power in this bottom side of the map. So when I look towards Shun and open up the opportunities for these Dragon Tamers to come online, this is definitely the lane that I would look to play around as Shun and use the pressure that this Varus can gain to turn in towards early Dragons.
Well, there's the Rel going to be taken off the board there, as we can see now the Ornn as well. So the Shy saying, look, we're not giving you that very easy soak up the damage and turn into a teamfight monster anymore. They're also going to ban away the Gnar, so again, someone who can deal with the Renekton. So Q going to be forced into something that maybe isn't 100% in his wheelhouse.
So there is an opportunity here for RA if they want to go like full range again and try and punish the relatively short range of IG, is go towards Zoe and go towards the Jace in the top lane. Jace does really well in towards this Renekton. You end up with Fofo and a serious comfort champion for him as well. And there we go. Okay, so RA banning away the Nautilus. We were just talking about how you had to respect that. And it looks like Lucas is kind of going, hey, look, I mean, if we can go towards something that can provide issues for this Jinx, we can do well with the Bard. I'm not the biggest fan of the Braum, though. I think Braum even just opens you up more so to being punished by these longer range carries like the Jace and the Zoe.
See what they want to lock in. Still got a bit of time, but no, they're going to go for the Braum. I feel like that's kind of, again, the very, very safe disengage option. It does have ways of kind of getting away from the Hecarim and knocking him out and kind of stopping him from charging in, but I do agree with you. It does open itself up to the 2 solo lanes.
Yeah, so I feel like you can, like, even if you don't want to put Cube onto something that's like the Jace, you can go Scion here, you can go towards that Zoe in the mid, still have a lot of range to play around and still make it very difficult for IG to enact their game plan. Okay, so Cube has thrown in the gauntlet with this Aatrox. This is a crazy snowbally matchup in the top side.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is kind of a matchup that whoever gets ahead tends to just dominate them, because both the Renekton and the Aatrox tend to look for those flanks. They tend to look for those plays where they're getting onto that back line. And with the Varus and the Jinx both being relatively immobile AD carries, it becomes very, very difficult for you to deal with that kind of jump on top of you. But Fofo getting his hands onto the Zoe, you called it, and I'm interested to see now what IG put onto Rookie to see what he can counter it with.
Oh, please. Please, he's been playing this so much in solo queue. It did get buffed at 11.6, do we? Do we get it? Because honestly, if you pick this, you can start to roll through side lanes and try and ignore the front to back style of teamfight that RA have.
Nope, they're not going to go for it. They're going to swap over straight away to the Syndra.
I go back to my first point. Why do you hate me, IG?
Yeah.
Why do you hate me?
I rebuttal. Why? But they are going to look to that one there. Rookie Syndra is kind of a... He's a pretty good Syndra player, let's be real. He's got it in his wheelhouse. Of course, Syndra did kind of have a pretty negative win rate across all 4 major regions. Of course, is going to have a lot better time now that Verdant Barrier has been nerfed, is going to have a lot better time now that there's a couple of different options for those Luden's Tempest. So the item changes do help out that Syndra just a tiny bit more.
I think as well, this opens up a lot of opportunities for Shun. Like Renekton, CC, Rookie with the Syndra, CC, hell even bot side, ton of CC. So there is opportunities for Shun to have an impact in all of these lanes. Whereas when we look across at RA, certainly their early game will be focused a little bit more towards this top side and trying to help this Aatrox versus Renekton matchup.
Helping the Aatrox Renekton. It's kind of what both junglers want to be doing right now. I feel like you said, the very snowbally top side. This is a very pivotal game. Winner of this Game 3 goes within 1 game away from locking themselves into the 2nd round of the playoff King of the Hill Gauntlet. They will have the opportunity to try again to see if they can go any further against FBX. And as we said many, many times, it's all about momentum. You get the momentum in this series. I feel like you can definitely turn it into something more as we are jumping onto the Rift for Game 3 of this best of 5. 1-1 on the scoreline, RA versus IG. And I just want to see how this Renekton goes now.
It's all up in the air. Game 3 for the Renekton, do or die. Will they be able to manage?
All right, I'm not going to let you get those extra Gyos in. As we can see, concussive blows very, very potent at the start of this game. They miss all the other skill shots, though, and the rest of IG recognize we cannot 3v4, and they will have themselves backed up. But they know where everyone is starting, so they're going to say, right, we've got the little bit of information, we can back ourselves up, and we can give Shun wherever the hell he wants.
So, I really like this RA draft. I think it does a lot. I think the big question mark for me is Cube versus the Shy in the top lane. But if we look at the rest of it, if I'm iBoy, I go Kraken Slayer into Rapid Fire. I'm looking at Fofo, who's got this long range, and even opting in towards the Unsealed Spellbook as well to keep himself extra safe. So I think you're in a really, really good spot as RA. I think if I look over at IG, though, things start to get a little bit messier, right? You can try and win off of these early lanes and then power through. But if you come out even, I feel like it's really hard for you to actually go against what RA have to offer here. You're so short-ranged apart from the Syndra.
Well, it was the Shy getting some early information down, recognizing that the Leyen was starting up on that top side on his blue buff, and this is the annoying thing about the Tahm Kench and the Jinx. You got an unholy amount of range in that level 1, especially when you get the zap in as well, so you're able to put down a lot of early harass here.
And this is where I would have preferred, and why I was calling for not Braum. I wanted to see Alistar, I wanted to see Leona, I wanted to see something that could pair with the game plan for IG with this Varus. We've seen it before, hit level 6, kill them. Just knock them out of the bot lane. That's all you want to do. And right now, they're being poked. You can't really do anything as this Braum. And even though it does okay against the Tahm Kench, I feel like you're now lacking a crucial engage tool in those later game fights. Fofo and iBoy can play at range and just poke you all day. And the second anything really comes out, you've still got the safety of Hung for what? The Scatter the Weak maybe from Rookie?
Yeah, it definitely feels like the... going to be struggling here for Wink and Lucas, and something that we kind of mentioned quite a bit in the pregame was that, you know, iBoy and Hong, we argue is the better bot side. We argue that there's definitely something that can just explode in RA's favor. And it's all going to be about the solo lanes for IG. So IG, they need to try and find the advantages for the Renekton, exactly like we talked about.
Yeah, and it has to be the Renekton, because Fofo has gone for super defensive runes in this case. He's gone towards the Taste of Blood and the Ravenous Hunter now. Not getting as much out of the Ravenous Hunter. We are in 11.6, so you don't get the 1% Omnivamp off of that rune anymore. But certainly having access to the Taste of Blood and the Corrupting Pot and the Time Warp Tonic all coming in for this Zoe means it's going to be so difficult, and that's not even including summoner spells.
Here we go. We're going to see a bit of a move down this bot side. The traps went down. You can see there Hung just tanking up all of this turret. No problem whatsoever. And and top side ends up being a 2-for-1 actually in favor of RA. IG, though, trying to see if they can get something back down this bot side. 3 kills to 1. Perfectly executed dive here for RA on both sides.
They're cleaning up, RA. That was so well done. Bot side, they get the perfect gank. They read the potential play coming through from IG on the top side. And I'll have to see the replay, because obviously Cube just outplayed the Shy in making sure he could get the kill back onto the Renekton.
We can see now the Shy just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance here, proxy farming the wave as best he can. He's being a little bit careful though, does not want to get caught out by a roaming Tam Kench, but should be able to pick up the wave and back himself up. But yeah, honestly, is that little ward in the back of the the Tride bush, we'll see it here as we go into it. Yeah, they just know he's coming.
Yeah, and look, the Shy
tanks.
That's the big mistake here. Shun needed to be the one to start this off, but the Renekton instantly tanks, and the Shy, he goes down for that mistake. Now though, catching Leon on this top side.
Oh, the smite has already been used as well. You can see them. They're looking for him. They're going to jump straight on top of him. No ghost either. He is going to be able to canter back on top of this, but very difficult for him to get out of this. And that's a good early kind of callback here for the side of IG.
Really strong stuff from IG. We said they needed to play around this top side. And this is honestly what we expected in Game 2 when we saw the Shy take this pick and the Nidalee. But they're making it work with the Udyr. A little bit of a blunder, but the bounce back and shuts down Lien. Gives the top side vision control towards the Shy. He can continue to bully Cube with the advantages he's picked up with the Dorans and the Longsword, and Shun is free to make his presence known elsewhere, knowing the Shy is safe up top.
And honestly, this is something that we kind of I suppose what was infamous for the Udyr pick was Lien getting that early triple kill, getting those early 3 kills right onto this Udyr pick back in the regular season, and he just blew up the game. He was everywhere, and nothing you could do about it. So if Shun is able to have that same kind of impact with this Udyr pick, getting those 2 early kills, yes, obviously more ideal to go onto the Shy, but you take what you're given. He could just become a menace, just running around everywhere.
And it means that the junglers are pretty much even Steven right now, apart from Shun having that CS advantage, having the quicker clear, and is now in a really good spot. And you can see, look, the Shy, he's punishing Cube in this top side, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3rd time's the charm, Penguin.
3rd time is the charm as they start to go in on top of this. There's no flash here. There is a World Ender. The Dominus does get popped, stunned underneath the turret. You can see him trying to use the Infernal Chains, not able to lock him down. Flash by Shun is perfectly executed, and he gets another kill up on that top side.
Yeah, Leon will answer for the Dragon, but the Shy is rolling in it. Now with the 12 CS lead, also going to be able to very quickly go back. I honestly think in this situation, the Shy can go towards something like a Gore Drinker rather than going towards the Stride Breaker, and just because of how far ahead he'll be, he can just play so much in these fights as that big damage absorbing tank.
Where do you respond, RA? And look at the wave that has just been lost. It's been about 3 minions worth of waves right now, missed up on that top side for Cube. He's now 20 CS down at 6.5 minutes.
It is being answered on the bottom side though. We're getting Leon, who's been able to play very hard around iBoy and Hung. You can see that big CS lead opening up. The turret plate's going in their favor as well. And honestly, if I'm RA, look, it sucks that Cube is going to fall behind, but is the Shy the win condition? No, but for RA, iBoy certainly is.
No, we'll see now. One more auto attack onto Hung does lock him up. They will be able to put down the hail of arrows as well to get more and more CC, the combo, the auto attacks with the concussive blows. As we now see in mid lane, Rookie might be in a little bit of trouble. Forced to flash away. The Onslaught of Shadow misses, and that could be a key. As we see Leanne going under tower, he almost gets taken out, and Rookie keep himself alive. Flash forward by Fofo. He stole it away, had his own left to him, but they do not pick up any kills.
Where's Shun coming from though? He's in this bot side jungle. Will spot out Leanne.
Oh, Leanne running. Leanne running home. You better home to your mama. She calling for you. As he gets himself away from this very angry bear. 3 kills now onto Shun, and it's exactly what I talked about. He's becoming a menace in all the lanes.
And this is what he needed to do. This is how Shun needed to take those 2 kills and turn it elsewhere, because as we talked about, 25 CS in this bottom lane for iBoy. They needed to find some answer for that play. Shun getting it is fantastic, but now they need to turn this towards that Rift Herald. Already Lucas has moved up. Shun has vision control on this top side thanks to the Shy. They may even look for a dive onto Cube once more before they go towards this Rift Herald.
Cube will have his flash up very shortly. So you need to be aware of that particular cooldown. And honestly, again, rinse and repeat. Cube will have his flash up very, very soon, but they get him underneath the tower once more, and they should be able to take down this Aatrox.
Oh.
No, not quite. They had to respect the tower damage coming out from the side of RA.
This actually means RA would be the ones to get Rift Herald. They have iBoy up here. The Shy is way too low, and they just have the numbers advantage right now. And unfortunately, Wink is still down this bottom side. So for IG, they'll look to trade it for gold plates on the Varus, but RA will be able to get more gold in towards iBoy with this Rift Herald. Someone help Hong, please.
Yeah, I was just gonna look at it. I was like, come on, guys, like, get it going. But see the Shy just going in, pushing in that wave. They are getting a lot of plates here for Wing. So honestly, I'm actually okay with this for the side of IG. The general gist of things is the side that if you get 2 plates, you've pretty much answered for the Rift Herald. You get like nothing really else. And I know LS is a big advocate of that. You're getting a crap ton of CS and of course experience here for the side of IG.
I do agree. Actually, Yoru moving the wrong way, Leon. I wanted to see it top side, but looking for the pick onto Rookie.
No, Rookie gets Infernal changed back and will be bursted down. Still no flash on him. Fofo has his, but not really sure as to where Lucas was. Could have been a bit dangerous to be going too aggressive.
So this is what I was talking about, is that iBoy, because he's in top side, he's able to answer for the plates that are taken on bot side. You still have the Rift Herald. Now you get the Rift Herald plus the tower, and iBoy, he's goddamn huge.
Yeah, iBoy will be absolutely massive. The Shy is just going to keep himself walking away. And actually, we can see just trying to put down this damage. I don't know if he takes the full tower just yet. Nope, will be denied that one just there. And you can see the resets coming in onto this bot side. iBoy, you need to be a little bit careful. There's a very, very fast Man-Bear Pig hovering around the rest of the map. And yeah, they got to respect it. He's got his chem tank even, excuse me, already built up for himself at 10 minutes.
But this is the thing, right? The gold is slightly in favor of IG, but it's all on Shun. And in these later fights, and honestly a good bit on the Shy as well, but when you look towards the Renekton and this Udyr in the later fights, they have to contend with getting on towards iBoy when Hung's going to keep them safe. Fofo is going to be able to wail on them from so far away. It becomes really difficult to actually enact a game plan for the 2 melee carries in these fights. So as RA, you're kind of happy that that's where the gold is, because you are getting it on towards your Jinx, who is very far ahead of this Varus. She's going to be working towards that Kraken Slayer incredibly fast, in towards the rapid fire, and then you just outrange a lot of what IG want to do.
I like what Wink picked up here. He picked up himself up a Cole. Just kind of says, look, I'm not going to be fighting iBoy or Hong in the near future. I'm just going to keep stacking this up. We should have pressure already in the top side. So as long as I get this one up, I should be able to shore up that little bit of a difference there between myself and iBoy. And I think that's just smart play coming out here. But we'll see what turns out in this Dragon fight. Dragon spawning in 6 seconds. And if you're IG, you really want to deny this now because it will put RA on 2.
And a lot of those big items, as you said, though, aren't really complete. Like, Leon doesn't have his Mythic completed, whereas you look across at Shun, he does. And you're still waiting for the later game scaling as RA. So I think right now, RA fighting would be pretty detrimental to your chances of winning this game.
Both top laners and mid laners have got themselves a flash. Fofo, speaking of which, I was going to say TP, but then he flashed. As we can see now, the Shy in top side, World Ender and Dominus both pop 2 Colossus monsters just going at each other right now, and it is the Shy who ends up coming out on top of this. He will get the push into this turret right now. Needs to be careful of the Dominus, though. Does not want to be proccing that on top of Cube. The Cube should be able to sustain up pretty damn easily. They need to be careful with the sweet spots. There's the move in from the Shy, who has to flash away, had to respect the Infernal chains. Flash forward there, Cube using his in turn, and will have the dashes to keep himself in tow. But nobody else moves forward. Wink, though, forced to flash on his own. Everyone's kind of just getting these weird little mini skirmishes rather than the big front-to-back team fight that we assume will always happen. Yeah,
I'm not sure why the Shy tried to go that aggressive. The bomb plating just came up at the end, which is why Cube actually dissuaded himself from continuing on towards the Shy. But IG somehow pushing RA out of this despite the low health bars, and now will get over towards this Dragon.
I think it's because Hung had to reset. Hung lost his flash. He had no way of kind of coming into this. They had no real safety, so they had to immediately back away. The TP is going to be used in topside here by Cube. We will have an Infernal Rift, and that's a soul that I can get excited about.
And it's something that IG will be really happy with as well, because honestly, they're looking to see if they can try and use the mid-game spike that Rookie has, the Shy has, and honestly Wink as well when he completes this Immortal Shield Bow. Because if you try to push towards late game, Fofo will have way too much damage. Same when you look towards iBoy. You have to have a reason to force fights from RA, and Infernal Soul will do that.
You see there on the mini-map there, the jungle support duo of RA just kind of getting a bit of vision down around the maybe potential Rift Herald happening in about a minute or 2 minutes time, excuse me. And Shy has finished up his Stride Breaker, so not going to go with the Gore Drinker, still thinking that his job right now is to get on top of iBoy. He needs to break the distance between himself and the AD carry of RA and get down that damage. Force to devour, force flashes, whatever else he needs to force. That's what his job is to do. So Kraken Slayer finished up there for iBoy. He will be, again, just a menace the longer this game goes on. We've mentioned it many, many times in previous broadcasts. Jinx just becomes a ticking time bomb for AD carries and for teams in general.
And iBoy will be huge. Don't get me wrong. This Jinx is going to be monstrous. The big thing, though, is Hung's positioning in these fights. If Hung can keep the key carry safe in RA, it doesn't matter that the Shy has Stride Breaker. It doesn't matter that Shun's going to be literally speed bombing his way in towards the back line. You need more, and that could be it.
No, this is a little bit of a overstep here from RA. They will have to be using the heal on top of Hung, who does not have flash to get out, and LAN in a little bit of trouble. They had got the heal there from Fofo, who had got the spell book as it jumps down on top of him. No flash from Fofo, and you can see Shun just trying to put down as much damage as possible. IG are honestly coming out on the win with that.
Definitely. I mean, you're getting a huge amount out from the bottom side of iBoy, healed down. That could be where they start to put more pressure, but mid lane?
Oh, Leanne. Was it literally between the fine line between inting and making an outplay right there as he runs into mid.
So RA actually stopped their backs on bot side. They will manage to get this turret, which was the whole reason that they wanted to go down towards this bot side. So now they can rotate iBoy in towards mid, move Fofo up towards top side and try and make some plays, but IG reading this.
Yeah, they're going straight on top of him. They'll slow him down, and the TP comes out. So they get that summoner out of the side of RA. The Shy going to be able to back himself away. They gain a summoner. They don't really lose anything, but Leyen is here, and the Shy has gone in for some odd reason. Pops the Dominus, is still very powerful, but doesn't really have the same kind of protection as Shun. Might have actually just stepped a little bit too far forward. He's fast, but not that fast. You can't hide from the side of RA, and I feel like Shun had to pay for the sins of the Shy right there.
Yeah, he really did. The Shy did not want to go in aggressive there because we just called it, right? iBoy, you go mid, Fofo, rotate topside. We go for this three-man play on towards the top tower. It's already super low thanks to that earlier Rift Herald, and then we can crack that open. Now, though, with Shun dead and the Shy returning to base, I try to group up around mid, but I still think they can turn back over towards this Rift Herald and at least try to make some plays up towards that top tower as well, just as this goes down.
Despite all the early kind of skirmishes and stuff like that, we actually see about a 300 gold lead in the jungle between Shun and Leanne, so very much still on the same kind of power spikes. Fofo and Rookie not too far away, but iBoy is nearly 1,000 gold ahead, which is pretty much equaled, if not more, by the Shy against Cube.
Ooh, Fofo thought might have been looking for the bubble there on towards Rookie, but not quite able to get it. But look, again, this becomes very easy for RA to play out. They can move some members up towards topside, as you can see Fofo already going to try and get this top lane turret. You now have Rift Herald as well, so try and get control of both side lanes, then you can collapse on mid, have the numbers advantage there, and there's nothing that IG can really do about it. That's where you then start to see like the 2,000 gold lead. Now you're in control for these dragons. Now it becomes a little bit dicier for the side of IG.
Well, the Immortal Shield Bow has been finished up there for Wink. You did mention it earlier. So we see Lucas just trying to keep everybody away from Rookie because they know they need that. Hey, he's doing the best he can right there. You do need to get that reset off because there are 40 seconds until this Infernal Drake. This could be a big moment here, and I like this from Shun. Getting the early vision down, knocking away all the different, the Blast Cone, the Scryer's Bloom, everything just kind of taken away there, so they have less utility, if you will, from the side of RA.
Yeah, the only problem is Fofo's pretty late on these resets, so IG can move in if they want to try and get in towards this area, but looks like RA willing to call that bluff and are just going to hold on now. The Shy rotating back to join the team as... Yes, Infernal Dragon, thank you, Observer.
Well, they're going to use the Rift Herald, but have to be so careful. That was the Chain of Corruption popped down.
Oh,
you
Lucas.
can see the Shy, but Lucas jumps straight in on top of when they will burn down the pony. No jungler means you don't really have a way to fight this, but the rest of the team are so low. Cube is a raid boss right now, going so far forward, trying to see if he can take down the double kill on top of the jungler. Shun is dead. Yes, you lost Leanne, but all these health bars you cannot contest.
Cube was monstrous in that fight. What looked like IG finding a great engage, but Lucas going a bit too far, a bit too quick, and RA, they're able to respond, and they can now move back over towards this dragon.
Fofo using that W flash Trying to see if he can maybe get something out of Wink there, trying to bluff him out, if you will, try to get the flash or something like that. But you got the kills that you needed from the side of RA, and you're getting the Dragon, so now you're in the more advantageous position. And like you said, all of a sudden it was dead even. Now it's about a 1,000 gold lead.
And if we look at the start of this fight that's going to pop up in the replay, Lucas gets a really good engage off. Flash over the wall is like, I'm actually an engage tool as Braum, and I thought this could seal the deal. But look how spread out the rest of the team is. Shun not in a position to follow up. Rookie does get some CC, but the Shy is being dissuaded back by Cube. And when they get the Hecarim, cool, but then Cube gets so much done with the double lockdown on towards Shun and Rookie.
Rookie just straight up gets caught by the maximum range of the Infernal Chains right there, and that just drags him all the way back in. You can see he has his flash, he didn't even use it, so he has all the tools to try and get himself out. He just was straight up caught. There's nothing else to really say about it. And now, looking down the board, you can see with full items now being picked up. I actually really like this from the side of Hong. He's gone away from his Mythic and gone straight towards that QSS. I really, really do like that.
I think that's a great shout. The one I'm not so fond of is actually iBoy going towards the Phantom Dancer. I know you get the extra move speed to 7%, you get a lot more damage that you can work with, but honestly I think when you've got the safety of Hung here, the extra range that you would have got from the rapid fire cannon and the poke you could have put down onto IG, I think would have done a lot more, but IG are holding on to River with no objective here, which is fine for RA because they'll just farm it up. No need to check this.
Are they looking for a pick? I feel like RA is going to walk in. The Trouble Bubble lands. They do pop down a little bit of traps down onto the river, so you can see iBoy just trying to play keep away. Actually, Fofo, who has to use his cleanse. The poke is starting to become a bit of a nuisance here for RA, but I'm just not quite sure why you face checked that.
I'm sorry, do I cast North America?
Yeah.
I thought I cast LPL. There is no dragon here. There is no objective. You don't need to 5-man it here. There is side lanes that exist right now for both these teams.
But the tier 1s are gone. The tier 2s are hard. That requires vision. That requires intelligence to play around.
And this is the thing. This has actually been, again, like, the problem I've had with RA is when they get to situations like this, they don't utilize side lanes correctly. Like right now, Lian, Fofo, Hung could move in, they get vision control topside, make it really difficult for IG to defend. They are trying to go for this this kind of poke and prod and siege, but Rookie now on the flank, going to make it difficult.
There, they have got Shun down though, and oh, snipe there! Super Mega Death Rocket able to pick out Wink. He was not able to flash, or he just straight up didn't think it would kill him. That was a pick, I guess, for A-Ramen.
Yeah, and
I guess the tweet wasn't wrong earlier.
Yeah, the April Fool's tweet coming full circle here. They're going to end up getting the tower here. At least RA do manage to pay it off, but I think, again, it could be a little bit cleaner from both these sides. Little bit. I'm in a nice mood today.
Yeah,
okay?
you're having fun.
As we move across, though, now you're in a bit of trouble for IG. Fofo, massive. When you look towards iBoy as well, he's going to be very quickly working up towards something like a Last Whisper or the Lord Dominic's. He's going to be able to tear through Shun and the Shy. He doesn't care who you are. That damage is going to stick and it is going to hit hard. So now as IG, it's like, how do we try and push forward here? Because you can see how much they struggle. Unless you get the Chain of Corruption straight on towards the Jinx here, there's no real engage that's going to be guaranteed. And even when you get this really nice flank from Rookie, it's the snipe. It's so much damage that iBoy's already churning out, let alone when he can finish this Lord Dominic's regard.
And you can see with that kill, just puts the Jinx a little bit further ahead. Got the Crit Cloak, finished up the Last Whisper as well versus the double longsword here for Winks. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you've got a minute 20, and that's kind of important here for IG. They could finish up a couple of items if they so choose. You have got the two extra armor items for your jungle and for your top. You are working towards, a second item for Rookie. You will have opportunities if you are able to kind of just calm the spam.
I think you need as IG here to try and play around the lack of vision from RA. Like, they're trying to move in, but it's not particularly deep, and it's not like covering all angles of attack. So you can see Rookie and the Shy hovering around this bottom lane with Rookie shadowing. I think this is the game plan, is try and see if they can find these nice flank angles as RA are trying to get vision in this top side, or bot side jungle even, for the Dragon in 40 seconds.
40 seconds. You got a fair bit of poke here from Fofo. Has the exhaust as well. Actually important to recognize that for this next fight. Flash is pretty much all on above the board. I'm not going to see the second items come out here for Rookie as Cube finds Shun, takes about half his health bar away. They're kind of just fighting over this blue buff. It will be taken and given to Leian. The poke is just so potent right now from the side of RA. The Zoe pick is just putting down the hurt. And We talked about, oh wow, okay, didn't realize that was the distance on that one, but we talked about a little bit as well of like, you know, the difference with the Luden's Echo. I'm going to stop myself straight away as they jump straight in on top lane, trying to see if he can get something going for him. They will get the onslaught of shadows, but he's kind of isolated and by himself. Now Cube a little bit too far forward, but flash forward is massive. Can he get the final kills? Yes, he can. He will kill off Wink, and the Shy falls. Cube is a boss.
Cube is controlling this game from start to finish. Now, pushing through this mid lane, they're going to be able to find all they want, and thus that engage on towards Wink was beautiful from Rare Adam.
They tried to go for it. It looked like it was like the Hecarim went a bit too far, you know, ahead, which he did, but then Cube just drags that entire engage back. Beautiful flash forward with the Q, honestly.
And for someone who we criticized heavily coming into this game, to say there's no way he can stand up against the Shy. Put him on Sion duty, put him on Orin duty, don't let him try and be on a carry. Cube is making this a statement game. You cannot bully him out this entire split, or this entire series. If you stick him onto something, give him those resources, he can have performances like this.
Oh, I'm just so excited for this replay, and I really do hope we see it very, very soon, because it was... Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at this one, because Lian looks like he's found Wink and goes 100% in, but people can't follow up because Rookie's there.
I will say, this is way too far as Lian. Like, the fact that Cube is able to follow up is a miracle, but it is a miracle that turned out beautifully. That flash forward with the final Q nails Wink, sets up the kills for the Shy, and as you can see, Lucas, he's got a piece out. There's no way he can stand around here, and that's what I want to see from Moray. That's the decisiveness that honestly has been missing for a large portion of their split.
Puts them on soul point, 4 minutes now until they can get that Infernal Soul, and you know, you look at that fight so differently. If it's just IG killing off Lian, the rest of RA has to back away. They're kind of like, okay, whatever, it's second dragon. But now we're in a position where Baron's on the floor. They have the option to kind of completely burst that one down. And second items now, third items here for the carries of, you know, Fofo and iBoy. It just becomes so difficult for IG to even just kind of contest vision.
Yeah, and I love how RA are playing this. Like, they know IG can contest vision because you've got so much crowd control that can come in, a lot of safety there for Hung as well, and the range is insane.
Oh, Shun is dead. Shun is out of here, and that could be the Baron here for the side. Oh, Rookie! You can't be sitting there, my friend. You have to back yourself away, but the rest of the fight is happening. The sidestep from Rookie is good. Great Devour, and we can see Raid Boss Q in on this backside. The Sterx has been popped. He has got his immortal World Ender, keeping him as immortal as possible. Look at these low health bars. Excitement not quite there for iBoy. IG running for the hills. iBoy flashes forward onto Wink, and he will fall down. Yes, the final rocket is enough, and RA are hunting. They're pushing in. They know they can get it. Yes, you're going to get killed by a flash tongue lash from Hong, and RA are almost certainly going to go to match point in this best of 5.
This is it for RA, pushing IG to their limit. Backs against the wall now for IG as RA would take game 3.
What a game from Cube. What a game. My God, that man was the reason they were able to keep up in those small little mistakes. They rectified them basically and said, you know what, fine, it's not a mistake, it's an opportunity. I'm just, honestly, I'm so impressed, and I don't want to take away from him, but like, you know, this Renekton pick isn't working. Drop it. If you pick it again for IG, this is stupid, and you can see RA are totally fine with with giving it to you because they have answers.
Well, look, we can take the Renekton pick in a second. I just want to celebrate Cube right now. I think he's been so damn good in this game. And I think the biggest thing for me, and why I've been so harsh on Cube, was, like, I saw him come up into Demacia Championship 2020. And this guy had this gangplank, insane solo kills against some of, I can't remember exactly who he was against, but it was nuts. And I was like, this is the guy to watch. This is the guy I'm going to make sure that when he's on Vici, he's going to look good. Come into what was a rough spring split, not looking too hot. His Orin was all over the place. And then we come back into Spring 2021, is like, okay, it's Cube. He's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But this was a statement game. This is where he said, no, look, give me the carry pants. I can actually do this. And when he was given those early resources, both from Lian, but also ones that he gained for himself, like the turnaround kill on that dive in the early stages, netted so much for him. And I think that's why I'm so excited to see what Cube can do, because now it's not a, hey, I'm going to get pushed over by the Shy. It's like, no, I'm willing to take this fight.
Yeah, honestly, like you could see it there, like the sheer amount of resources that IG shoved into that top side to get the Shy into a position where he was 20 CS ahead, 2 kills. Shun was miles ahead as well in terms of like just pure power of specifically Cube. And it meant nothing. iBoy was still fantastic on the Jinx. Cube was able to be the difference in those skirmishes and those team fights. And we've mentioned it many, many times, but like, you know, this team for RA has always kind of, in our heads at least, been Fofo and iBoy. If those two carries can do well, but Hong, do you all of a sudden add him to the mix? It's like, okay, this team's starting to look very dangerous as the later on this series goes on, or later on this this playoff stint goes on.
Yeah, and I think again across the side, IG, they're starting to realize that, right? Unfortunately, we saw this pick for the Singer, for Rookie in the mid, not really doing a huge amount. The early plays for the Shy and Rookie, the Shy and Shun not coming to fruition either. And Wink, I like this Varus pick. I think it's nice and cool, but it needs to be paired with something that's more aggressive. And if you don't, iBoy's free farming bot. He gets a lot of played spot. They rotate him top to collect that Rift Herald. Now iBoy's just 1,500 gold ahead of his counterpart on Wink. And it doesn't matter. Like, the Jinx will just hard carry way more than this Varus will.
Well, we'll see what IG can do. 2-1 to RA as we are going to a break. When we return, Game 4 will be happening. Could be our last game. Could be sending us to a Game 5. We'll be seeing very soon.
Keep himself safe and the rest of the team now arriving in the fray. Zip goes down as Nuguri is on the chase. He's charging along with his flaming sword. He wants to cut them to size. I don't think he can close the gap. In they go with the Gale Force to take them down. Forge on 1 HP, but he's crit to fall. And a reheal. He doesn't have that unbreakable will. He already used it, and he's taken down for the triple.
God damn, I love the new FPX. Should and will are two very, very different words. As you can see, WE, they're trying to push themselves in. They know it's a 4v4. If they catch someone out, if they catch Wink out, he doesn't have anywhere to go. They jump in, Hexagon, later, and a 3-man Shockwave is a perfect combination. They can't get the lilting lullaby. They can't get anything else going for them. And Team WE will mop the floor with IG. Perfect engagement. But Rookie is here. They're going to use the TP from the Shy. He has got ultimate as well. Will flash in, pulverize Mako, trying to make up for that first game. The Shy is there. Actually, interesting interaction there. Gets the knock-up as they go straight in. Flandre is going down, but so is Rookie. They're trying to see if Lucas can get anything else down. They do get the Ornborn out. Puff goes in. He has got the Inferno trigger. Puff gets 1. Puff gets 2. Puff gets 3. And Puff keeps the game alive for IG. Back while this dragon's being taken. Now the TP being committed here by Scout. Does not have the Shrima shuffle just yet. They're going to try and commit to this one on top of the dragon. They get in, but they do not get the dragon. That's third Drake here for EDG as the fight ensues. The rest of EDG trying to keep themselves alive. It is Bubi who falls, but they trade it for JJ. Massive 3-man knock-up. It's a quadra kill out of nowhere for Viper, and they're going to try and gift him over to the Penta. They are going to give him over to him. Viper gets himself a Penta kill.
Flash for himself, and the rest of the team needs to get in and protect him. It's going to be Caster to go down starting the fight. In goes 369 onto 5, but the rest of the team's not here. In comes Jackalope with the bomb onto everyone. Do they have the damage to finish skills? The answer is yes, as down goes Viper, and Jackalope has his moment in the sun. It's time to shine, baby. Trouble though has to flash, stunned against the wall, but he's far away, so they can't commit to the play. FBX trying to start this Drake up as Breathe gets aggressive upon by LWX. Might just be able to swipe, but he misses the Vanguard's edge. And so huge stun onto LWX and Baseline trying to finish off the kill onto the AD carry.
Maybe they stand a little bit too far forward. Trade 1 for 1. I kind of feel like that's a little bit more worth for Team WE. Whoa! Joe Bomb going in far, far too deep, but the fight will ensue. Missing, trying to go in there. They not get the shuffle off. It's a double here for triple for Viper.
And this is what I was saying. If there's a pick, then it just goes out the window. As Lila, he's trying to time it, and Wooming's committing as well. OMG say, all right, let's fight then. But Angel picks up yet another kill. Golden as SOFM absorbs the damage from the rest of the team. But they shuffle out. The interaction perfect. This is why they gave this pick to Angel, as it's a quadra kill. And you know what? It's penta time for this mid laner. Killed by Haro. With 26 HP to go, he drops down as well. And Road Warriors now have to survive from Jackie Love, who gets 2 onto the third. Jackie freaking Love, man, even though they originally lost the Baron.
Do anything, but they have the Rift Heralds. They might look to go for an engage in mid, try to take that turret. Brian clears the way, so they won't quite just get it, but a Magnet Storm is insane on top of the lilting lullaby. That was beautiful.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day? Let's get it. Kali that girl, Kali go girl, Kali gon' stop, Kali gon' skirt, Kali got a job, Kali got a word. 뜨거워 언제나 don't get burned. 넘쳐 흘러물 than a buffet, 죽여주잖아 like a buffet. 누가 감히 on my outfit, 그 문 열지 마 that's a rock day. Don't give any more cause I'm greater than. 필요 없는 시험들 다 뿐이미. But all of my numbers are talking back. 부루마법 message monopoly. 눈종이 돈이나 real money 필요 없대. 너네들이 만든 돈들 go get it, go get it, go get it. 더 미션 눈을 못대 못해 그래 너도 get it cause I got it different. All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep, though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it in, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away. You know I got it like bum bum, blow your mind. Never giving less, and that's how it'll stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. When I go, it's for gold. Get it cool, but I'm cold. I don't fit in a mold. I'm a rebel. I don't do what you say. Making moves, I don't wait while I smile in your face. I got different DNA. What's higher than the top? That's me. Come take a look before falling at my feet. 조용히 몸을 숙여봐. So take a look, 나를 기억해, queen. All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep, though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it in, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away. You know I got it like bum bum, blow your mind. Never giving less, and that's how it'll stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. Way out，感觉犹如海浪的微浪，不断往前，oh you never way down. This is how I do it every day. Wow, wow，这一路上的奇迹都记住了你的每一个瞬间，无比的耀眼。I know you want some more，准备好就一起。
就我觉得第一次打季后赛就不要紧张吧，好好休息，好好训练，抱着放松的心情去打吧。这个赛季我的状态一般吧，还有很多不足之处，然后季后赛的上单每个都非常厉害，我就抱着学习的心情去跟他们打吧。
Humble but hungry. And I think that's a good way to put him. And honestly, Cube was insane that game. And if we were allowed to pick an MVP, we would have picked Cube. But I think, sadly, you mentioned it earlier in the day.
Big number.
Big number. You generally get MVP. It's going to iBoy, who was on this Jinx. Honestly, not the worst pick in the world. It did have a fantastic impact. 406 perfect KDA, of course, but I still think that the whole reason this pick could thrive was because Cube was just such a monster.
Yeah, I do like the way they played around iBoy in the early stages of the game, though, right? We talked about already where he could get some advantages off that dive on the bot side of the map. They rotate that in towards those early tower plates and top side, thanks to Rift Herald. Like, it really did feel like iBoy was set up to succeed. And you can see there, 406. Bunch of damage to gold ratio, and of course 37% of the team's damage is absolutely nuts. So I mean, look, you did play his heart out, but iBoy was just so damn big that game.
Yeah, and honestly, this RA team is looking, when they're on form, if they can get all the pieces working together, they are a scary unit. They really, really are. And this is the POV of when he was just able to sneak in that Mega Inferno, Super Mega Det Rocket, just to right as the shield went as well.
That was the really cool timing, and that was just as that Immortal Shield went down. They were able to pick him off, and you see, like, these rockets were on point, the zaps were continuously connecting, and he played this so well, like, especially when you're talking about him having that Phantom Dancer, didn't have, like, the long range to try and easily follow up in these fights. It really came down to some great positioning from iBoy, as knowing he had Hung there to keep him safe.
And again, this is something that we've noticed throughout this series for RAs, you know, weaving in and out, drifting forward, back a little bit, always putting out enough damage and not being afraid to just like this, just flash forward aggressively and get themselves into a much more advantageous position to push that advantage to the next level. And honestly, this is a scary time right now for IG and IG fans, because if I'm picking the better team in the so far the 3 games we've seen, I've got to link with RA, and I want to see something different, but it feels like it's kind of Shun and the rest of his team. It doesn't feel like this is a fully cohesive IG.
I agree, but at the same time, like, it's been draft diff every game. Like, every single time we're like, hey, look, this is a really strong comp from RA because they don't have Renekton. It's like, yes, this works. Like,
Draft diff